I'm sorry for not reading this in person, but I haven't been feeling too well emotionally. My life isn't very happy at the best of times, and it slowly eats away at you until you forget what it means to be happy. Without many friends for support, I'm often alone with not much to do save for writing, where darkness is the only thing that makes sense. Even if I share such works with others, they rarely comment about anything, and I fear if something happened to me, not many would notice or be blamed for ignoring the signs that I was on the edge for too long. This piece is a poem about what it's like to be trapped despair and how it spreads. I've inserted several images of flowers I like that change over time, showing the decline a person can go through. Humans are very much like flowers in that we can only despair. Despair is a very curious word with many ways to describe it. Most people know it as a sense of great sorrow, but there is much more. When sorrow mixes with fear, it goes far beyond a simple feeling. Sorrow is merely the foundation for despair awaiting more issues. All it takes is a few tears without a shoulder for despair's entry. If there's no one to hear us cry, we often can't stop for a long time. Once the first wave of tears falls from our eyes, the bright world grows dimmer. We try not to cry in public in case we're seen as being hopeless. Once sorrow finds us, it can be hard to control how long we can cry. Some tears are built up over time and want to come out no matter what. If there is no one to help us grieve, we can't feel whole without a friend. Sometimes the fear of not being normal can lead to greater darkness. The world can be a scary place, and not knowing what's next is torture. We always have a few issues that hang over us at all times. The last thing we want is to make whatever much worse without trying. No matter what we do, there will always be more problems to plague us. Even if nothing bad happens one day, this is the calm before the storm. Our lives are meant to change, and often, it's not without many bumps. Not everyone has a great life, and it's hard to see others smile. The constant barrage of cheer can increase all the great power of dread. There will always be those who can be happy no matter what happens. Even if the world is on the verge of collapse, these people smile. All that positive energy becomes a swift poison with no cure. Happiness must be shared in moderation, or it's too much for most. With so much fear and sorrow in the past, it's hard to see the future. The shadows born from not being happy stretch far past the horizon. In this dark future, we live in fear of being not worthy of joy. As we try to make today better, we can't dwell on the horrid past. Tomorrow is yet another test to see if we can try again. Some barely pass their tests, and the dread causes too many grim repeats. All we can do is endure for however long it takes to find light. Despair can come from happiness too, and it makes a very deep wound. Whenever we meet someone who makes us happy, we feel amazing. After so long in the dark, we can finally see the distant light. Being with those who make us smile is good, but when apart, it's bad. Not knowing when the next meeting will be can make the darkness return. All the gloom seems to be greater as the taste of the light never lasts. We try to find out more about our friends and often get nothing. This vast period of waiting can make it hard to recall the light. This isolation gives rise to a series of difficult questions. What did we do wrong to not have the comfort of once the happy friends? Why must we be left alone while others have too many friends to spare? How can we find a way to be remembered if memories cause pain? When we'll get the chance to see the light again, and how long will it last? Hope is the secret ingredient to fight off despair, yet it's tough. Without wearing a smile for a long time, where do we find the strength? If we feel like there's no way out of the abyss, where do we go next? After living in the dark, can we remember what light really is? Hope fades easily, so making it last can be a massive challenge. Once hope loses its power, despair takes center stage to command all. We all need something to fight for, yet we often fear a new battle. If we've had many failures, we feel that trying again is pointless. All the defeats can hang over us like vultures waiting for the end. Can humans avoid despair by themselves if most have lost many friends? Will despair be a shackle for the future, or will we find relief? Can we find the key to salvation when fate puts chains on everything? Despair is a grim part of living, however, we still keep going. Some people feel that they are too broken to be fixed for the future. Ample damage with little time to heal leaves the broken without hope. Without a reason to keep all the pieces, the chance to mend is distant. If everyone else appears to be without fault, our cracks increase. Some people can hide their pain better, but often don't share the secret. Unless others know someone isn't perfect, they feel worse around them. All the positive personas are sadly forced upon the damaged. This makes it harder to smile in public, and despair reigns supreme. This sounds horrible, but this is how I live my meager existence. My problem with life is that I feel I never belong anywhere. Most people I meet seem to have a surplus of cheerful energy. This doesn't mix well with my despair, causing a lot of inner pain. I'm always afraid that I will ruin the lives of everyone else. Seeing the immense joy in others makes me feel insignificant. Most of the time I avoid talking to people as I can't relate. My life isn't too exciting or filled with important events. Not being able to share stories leaves me in the dismal background. It gets worse when one person truly wants to share their amazing light. After residing in the dark for so long, this light is painful. Getting too close to anyone way too happy makes me want to flee. Such an action brings forth the sadness that tightens despair's horrid grip. While I want to find comfort in others, it comes with issues. Most of the people who I trust the most can't be with me all the time. Daily routines mixed with great distances make it difficult to meet. Even if we can find time together, all I have is sad stories. Such burdens increase my anxiety to the point I can't move from fear. Sure, there are a few who look out for me, yet I feel it's not the best. Most people around me provide support out of strange obligation. Such people aren't my friends, as they never try to learn more about me. Life does get in the way, but a few minutes really means the world. Even if the stories aren't too happy, it proves that no one is perfect. Whenever someone tries to get close with too much, it makes me nervous. Sometimes I can hold it together long enough to find some solace. All others are just sycophants who make me feel terrible and scared. Whoever wanted me to make a new friend has no clue of my fear. Unless someone takes their time to share stories dark and light, I feel bad. It gets worse when a person smiles too much at me without real joy. All the false sweetness just rubs a lot of salt in old, fragile wounds. Some people try to be sweet when others are close, but this hides the salt. I need potential friends to be neutral in case life hasn't been kind. The last thing I want is for someone to brag they were great all the time. Unless I hear about sorrow and anger, I can't trust any new face. Such actions make me want to avoid making new friends for protection. Sadly, most of my pain comes from having a few caring friends in life. The pain comes from not being able to make them happy every day. I'm not always in the best mood and don't want to share my misery. Any positive support often causes me to feel uneasy. If I can't return the favor, the pain grows as others do the same. The best people I care about sadly inflict the greatest of pain. These people believe in me, but I often have limited triumphs. If no one requires my talents, I don't feel like I was at my best. Proving that I found my way in life means so much, yet I often fail. Such failures make me feel that I let down all those who gladly helped me. If I can't face my friends with pride, then despair still has its great power. While the darkness may not be the best, the shadows have their benefits. I can hide far from those who don't bring me joy and use my words to help. The promise of a blank document means I can start from scratch and purge. Some words need to be released, and if others can relate, joy returns. If one person can find something in my word, I finally feel joy. All I can say is sorry for being a big disappointment. I guess I wasn't meant to reside in the light with my dearest friends. Some people are just meant to remain in the dark, watching others win. Despair controls too many, but I hope you can find and keep your light. It's not easy feeling this way. So many people come and go throughout our lives that it's impossible to keep track of every, but we hope that others remember us at some point. Not everyone can be together all the time due to life getting in the way as well as egos. We all know people who once said they would keep in touch, but after so many failed attempts with dismal responses and no apologies means that we've lost that friend. Even if we encounter such friends in the future, the pain of rejection can be too much that we avoid any chances of making amends. There are people in my life that I've known for a few years, but don't consider them to be my friends or are worth the risk. No one wants to hear about my problems unless everyone else gets to vent first and time slips away and only